chemical processes necessary to sustain life, and that includes energy. And without cellular energy, your body is not going to be a burning machine. Let's get back and teach our listeners to be a fat-burning machine.
It's been a lot easier to maintain my weight since Progressive Medical Center started treating me with all-natural supplements, learning proper nutrition, and that can be you today. No more frustrations about being tired or overweight. So why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today through progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life, live it well.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Chef Confidential is sponsored by Mosseri Produce, one of the best family-owned food distribution companies, proudly serving San Diego since 1946. Learn more about their seasonal, local, organic, and sustainable foods by visiting mosseriproduce.com. Welcome to Chef Confidential, where we get under the hood and into the kitchen to learn the art, science, and passion of cooking from great chefs.
Welcome back to Chef Confidential. This segment is brought to you by the great folks at Mosseri Produce. If you need some great imported cheeses, well, you know where to go. You'll find them at the mosseriproduce.com. Welcome back, Nino. Let's talk a little bit where we left off. We left off where you were just getting into the research and the creations of the menu that you guys were getting ready to create. And I just recently watched an excellent show on Netflix that's kind of segues into what we're going to talk about. It was called Salt, Fat, Acid, and Heat. And as a chef and you're creating your menus and stuff, how do you master those four elements, you know, from picking the meats and the right olive oils and the cheeses and, you know, walk us through that, man.
A lot of it is trial and error. You have to, it's like being a scientist. You know, you have to see what flavors go, what doesn't go. Obviously, you have to have a little bit of insight. You know, let's say you're using a pork product. You want to use something more of a sweet, something like maybe a sweeter sauce, something more like with maybe a berry, fig, you know, like, you know, one of my favorite dishes is lamb with a fig sauce that I make. So it's just finding the right match.
So,
you know?
Yeah.
Like putting two people together.
Right. So,
you know.
So as you're creating those matches of the foods and the oils and the meats.
But remember, when you're creating this stuff, don't have a lot of people around you because you're going to get a lot of different opinions. So if you're the chef, you got to do it yourself. You know, not everybody likes everything. So I don't necessarily like everything that I cook, but I know what tastes good, what doesn't taste good. So even if it's not my favorite dish, I know if it tastes right or not.
So you know how to make those ingredients work together, those fats, the oils, the cheeses.
I hope I know. If not, I'm in the wrong business.
So how do you do this? You when we were off the air earlier, after the first segment, you were talking about the smells. You know, you said, "Oh, I know," but
I said it smelled in here. I thought it was you. No, but okay. So the smells are basically I want to say it's the onions. It's the onions and everything together. It's the sweetness. It's just remembering what my grandma would cook sometimes, or my mom, or my uncle, and then I go back and I do the same thing. Only I'll add a little something to it. Like I'll give an example. We do this great pasta with sweet peas. It's got onions, sweet peas, a little bit of crushed tomatoes. And it is a great dish by itself. But see, I added a nice piece of short rib to it, which makes it even more enticing, which makes it even more like, okay, now it's getting a little more interesting. You know, like I said, we used a lot of peasant foods. So now when you add a little bit of something to that peasant food, it's going to make it more enticing. You know?
And you were talking again when we were on break that you don't use measuring cups or spoons, and you do a dash of this and
yes,
and a
I
pinch
do.
of that.
But lately, because of how we're moving along here, I cook like that. I do a pinch. Now what I do is I grab it, I throw it in a cup. So when I'm making a bulk item, and I know exactly what I'm putting in. So when one of my sous chefs or somebody makes it, it's gonna be the same, exactly the same.
Okay.
Because like I said, I can't. Somebody else's pinch is different than my pinch.
Right.
You know.
So which leads me to you're not classically trained. And how does that work in the kitchen? Because now
when you say classically trained, what do you mean?
Because the chefs nowadays, they go to schools and they think that
but you can't teach somebody how to cook.
That's my point.
Okay,
that's what I want to get under the hood about.
It's like going to an art class and you tell somebody, I can teach you how to paint this. Okay, well, what are you going to paint after that? You're going to keep painting the same thing?
Exactly.
I mean,
that's right. So talk about that.
Well, basically,
you either have it or you don't.
Yeah, when you say classically trained, you're probably going to school and they're teaching you what temperature water boils at, not to pick up something hot out of the oven without a rag. Well, we know that. You don't need
But
there is no, listen. I'm gonna tell you this, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe right. There is nothing better than experience. You need to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. If you need to do it every day, and you need to enjoy it.
Right.
Okay.
And well, what I want to discuss, or what I was trying to convey when I said that is the schools, they teach the science, like you said.
They teach you the basics.
They don't teach you the art. They don't teach you the art.
Well, that's why it's called an art. An art is an art. Not everybody has it.
Right. That's my point.
You know.
Is as a chef, you either have it or you don't.
Yes, 100%.
It has to be in you. You have to know what to taste, how to pinch.
Yes.
When you're making that sauce and you throw a pinch of salt in, or or some crushed red pepper, and you go, you know what? I tasted it. It's not like that. I know the menu or the recipe that I went to school and college said, a quarter cup of this and a pinch.
Exactly. Exactly. If you now, I'll give you an example. If you are a baker, a pastry chef, you need to be pretty precise on amounts. Let's say a tablespoon of salt. Now, what I tell people when they cook at home is, don't be shy. Do not be shy. Stick your finger in it. Taste it. Does it need more salt? Does it not need more salt? Does it need pepper? Do you like it spicy? Live a little, live on the edge. Don't follow the menu.
Right.
I've never, maybe I'm so good at this because I've never followed direction in my life. Maybe that's my problem. I don't know. I don't know, but
that's your art and science.
That's what it is. Exactly.
Yeah,
that's
your art and science.
Yes.
So that's what separates you from Uncle Joe, who separates himself from another chef.
Everybody has something special. We have a lot of great chefs in San Diego. I mean, there is a lot of them.
Really, really.
There's a lot of bad ones too.
There is. There is.
So.
Can you smell your sous chef's preps?
Do I smell my sous chef when he does? Yeah.
when he's cooking.
Yes, I
hope they smell good.
You're making me laugh. So what I make them watch me, and I go, just if you do it like this, you'll be okay. But see, now I'm trying to teach somebody what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Okay. But what I try to teach them is, on your own, try to have that set. Now, it's different because they didn't grow up like that. They could be a different nationality. They could be a different, they didn't grow up with this food. Mm-hmm. Or, even somebody of the same nationality didn't grow up with exactly this food. Mm-hmm. Because it's a little different everywhere you go. Everybody does something a little different.
Even in Sicily, the sauces are different. The regional sauces from, Barbusa to, Palermo to Santa Croce, and then where your family's from.
Yeah, right outside of Palermo. Bagheria, Porticello, and
Porticello. Yeah.
So it is very different. But once again, getting back to the food, and basically making old things into new things. Like I'll give you an example. We do a classic rice ball, arancini. Mm-hmm. Wow. Arancini is sticky rice almost, with some Parmesan cheese in it, pecorino cheese, saffron, and then we put some meat sauce in the middle. I kept going. Wow, I've been eating this all my life. I can't eat it anymore. I just can't. It's great. It's delicious, but it gets a little boring. You want a little variety.
I've had some with meat and peas.
Yes. So when we opened up Barbusa, I went a little bit far off the edge, and I did one with truffle and mushrooms. Mm-hmm. I did one with broccoli. I did my favorite one. The one I did was the squid ink one, which is like I said, how did I come up with these? It was, I just I don't know. I just thought of it. I was looking at squid ink rice, and I go, wow, what if I made that into a rice ball, into a arancini? What if I did that? So I made it, and it came out really good.
Now, what is the squid ink? Tell our listeners.
Squid ink is basically, there is a little sack inside the squid, inside the squid, mm-hmm. and you have to pull it out very carefully so you don't break it. Because if you break it, the ink goes everywhere. So you pull all these little sacks out, and then you basically have to cook it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we're going to jump back into this in the next segment, and you've been listening to Chef Confidential with Chef Nino Zizzo. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, do you want a great price on a new or used car? Hi, this is professional racing driver Don Swanson, and I know a thing or two about cars. I'm talking about Military Auto Center, San Diego's original and only automotive warehouse, where low overhead means low prices on your next vehicle. Stop by and experience a friendly and casual way to discuss your car needs. They're located conveniently at 9323 Activity Road. You can call them at 858-831-7887 or online at militaryautocenter.com. We'll see you there.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Video consumption is on the rise. So, to reach this audience, Construct Tech Magazine created Construct Tech TV. Construct Tech TV helps construction professionals leverage emerging solutions to better their business. Tune in to ConstructTech.tv to catch the latest show on the first and third Tuesday of each month. Like, view, and subscribe to ConstructTech.tv, bringing dynamic video to construction.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.